Hi, I'm Travis Hay, Programming Assistant of 96.9 Radio Humber. Welcome to the On-Air Studio. Today we're going to learn all about how to use the On-Air board and how the room works. It's very exciting, so let's get started. This is the On-Air Studio. This is where the host sits. From my left to the right, you've got the Vox Pro PC. This is the computer that you'll probably use for your show prep, running clips off and whatnot. The Vox Pro audio editing software, one of the industry standard editing softwares. I don't know if you can see it in there. This is your most important tool. This is your microphone. To talk into this, make sure you're talking into the silver button. All you do, take the sleeve off and make sure you're talking into the correct side. Far too often people call me and say, Travis, I can't hear myself. And they're just straight up talking into the wrong side of the mic. It happens. So check that first, please. Your on-air console. This is where you're going to run audio from and into the system. To my right, you have the on-air actual iMedia Touch PC, which is what runs our music, our PSAs, and other clips like that. This is the host position. Let's learn how the board works. Our buttons on our on-air console are labeled, like 1, 2, and we'll go through what they are in just a minute. But let's talk about what every button does. This yellow button on the bottom turns a pod off. To turn it on, the red button at the top. Off and on. That's not difficult. To get your volume, use a slider. We generally go to the 0 reference point, but every voice and every sound is different. You're going to be using your headphones to determine if something needs to be louder or quieter. The Q button is easy if you need to hear something without it going to air. So for instance, if I need to make sure that a mic is talking, it's going to come out of the on-air Q button speakers. These next buttons are very important. Audition, program, utility, and auxiliary. You went over them briefly in your broadcast equipment class. So let's go over what they are one more time. Program is the button in the top left-hand corner. The program button is what sends everything to air. If I don't have program selected, like it's not right now, red flash means that it's selected, I can turn a pod on and it won't go to air. That's a problem. Audition is perfect if you need to practice something in room. You'll be able to see on the board that one of the lines is an audition line. Utility is what sends something to an exterior service. If we were doing, say, a Vox Pro remote, or if someone was recording at Humber and it needed to go to the Vox Pro PC, it would go through the utility function. Auxiliary is what sends stuff out through a remote. Say we were downstairs on the concourse and we needed something to play down there, auxiliary would need to be on to hear it. Send and assign 1 or 2 are used for a number of things. Basically, it's a computer thing. Just don't worry about them right now. At the very top, you have input A and input B. You'll be able to see at the bottom strip, input A is one thing, input B is another. Basically, it selects what goes into that pod. For instance, on one of our pods, it's the remote output piece, and on the other one, it's the TV remote computer. We have many different pots here on our on-air console. Let's go over what each one is. Microphone 1, that's your mic. Microphone 2, microphone 3, microphone 4, the traffic and entertainment mic, the news mic, play to air faders 1, 2, and 3. We'll go over those more when we do the iMedia Touch session. The news mixer hotkey. That's what's used when news plays a clip. Phone, line 1, line 2, line 3. We don't do a whole lot of phone stuff here at Humber, but that's how you run it. CD1 and tie line. CD1 is how you use the CD player if there's an off-air emergency, or the tie line if we have a remote. Vox Pro PC is how you run clips off the Vox Pro PC. And remote TV mobile, if we are doing play-by-play for a game, that's how we run that pod. On the right hand of our board, we have everything that controls the sound, speakers, and headphones. This wheel is the control room volume. These buttons are talkback buttons that we don't use. These 2 wheels right here, they control the headphone turrets for news and T&E. Leave them at about a 1 o'clock position. This controls your headphones. This hole right here is where you're going to place your headphones with a 1/4-inch jack to be listening at all times. These 4 strips are what you can set each one of those up to. They should all be on number 8, 96.9 off-air feed. What you'll be hearing through your headphones is everything that's gonna air. These lines that we're seeing in front of us, the bouncing lines, are how we check our levels. Obviously, you're gonna be listening with your headphones, but keeping an eye on them is really important too. The program level is what's gonna send stuff to air. Remember that program is sending stuff to on air. So keeping this level, bouncing it into the red, probably not a good thing. So we'd wanna turn those down just a little. And look, it's not bouncing into the red anymore. You can see that running an on-air console isn't particularly difficult. Once you know how to do, it's really simple. On, off, up, down. Once you get the hang of that, doing your show will be a breeze. Where it really starts to get tricky is using iMedia Touch, and that's what we're gonna look into next.